So the notion that consumers go shopping to elevate their mood is a notion that's been out in the world for a long time. If you look back to the 1980s with McDonald's, their "You Deserve a Break Today" campaign, in which they encourage people to take a break and come in and enjoy something to eat. Or if you look at FTD's pick-me-up floral bouquets, there is a lot of evidence out in the world that consumers, when they are feeling unhappy, do like to buy themselves a little treat to cheer themselves up. And so this notion of retail therapy is even extended into the saying, when the going gets tough, the tough go shopping. And so we wanted to specifically look at that particular issue and find out if there was merit to that idea that when consumers are feeling unhappy or in a bad mood, that they do go shopping for treats for themselves. And we further extended that to look at whether or not those treats might be unplanned purchases instead of planned purchases. Most of this work, the theoretical basis for it is from something called the self-regulation literature, which basically says that people, when they are taxed emotionally or through too much thinking, have this tendency to act impulsively. And an impulsive response is one that cannot be controlled by consumers. And our findings seem to suggest that consumers are pretty strategic in defining how they are going to cope with that emotional or cognitive overload, if you will. And so we believe that there could be implications for that literature that basically suggest, yes, consumers may appear to be acting impulsively, but if you dig deeply, there is a strategic element associated with their impulsivity. What are the implications of this for retailers? And we're not suggesting that every retailer go out and include a stack of candy bars at the checkout. And we're not suggesting that people encourage these indulgences. What we are suggesting is that marketers seem to have it right when they are sort of prompting people in that old "you deserve a break today" to basically go out, and if you're in a bad mood, you may want to consider a little treat for yourself. And a treat is defined differently for every individual. Extensions of this work might involve looking at specific negative emotions. Our mood scales were, we referred to a bad mood, but it's possible that specific emotions, negative emotions, have different impacts on the amount of retail therapy that an individual would engage in. So the difference between a sad mood versus an angry mood might be very different. And there's a lot of research that's getting a lot of press right now that talks about discrete negative emotions and discrete positive emotions. So that's a future direction. We also don't know if retail therapy is a universal or if it's very much an American tendency. People in different parts of the world may have different ways of coping with a bad mood, and so that's also an open question.